Hello, I'm Joe, and we're back already. Look, this time every year it gets really sad because we get to say goodbye to a lot of our fan favourites. And this year we've had a bigger cull, I guess you'd say, than any other season before. But I want to do this episode to put things into perspective because ultimately it's women's football. And this is what happens within women's football. Just look at the other teams in the WSL this season. 7, 9 players all going. And the thing is, new people come in, they have a different vision on how things need to be run. And we have to look for the good of the club. Personally, I don't want to be in a relegation battle again next season. So I thought, right, going to do a show, little episode. Who shall I bring on? Well, there's only one person come to mind. Hello, Allie. How are you?
Hello, Joe. I am very well, thank you. Excited to talk about all the gossip.
I know. There's so much on the Twitter sphere that my head is exploding. It's crazy times, right? I think a lot of people are passionate. Like,
Yeah.
I lost two of my favourites, all-time favourites, if I'm completely honest, and it's quite devastating to lose them. Because you get used to them, you like the style of play, you follow them on Twitter and whatever, and then they leave. But again, that's football. There's nothing to stop you following them in their career, moving on,
I
right?
was going to say, when Brie left West Ham, I was devastated, but then I'm now a Houston Dash fan, and she's tearing it up in the NWSL, so.
Yeah,
And we all know how
absolutely,
we all felt about Brooke.
absolutely. Washington Spirit. Now she's moved on again, so we can't keep up.
And
Yeah.
she's taken Erin with her, because Erin's gone across to Racing Louisville as
Yes.
well.
Yeah, that's quite cute as well. So it's all keeping it in the family. It is a football family after all. But look, if can we start off just by saying with Jack, right? Because obviously, to be fair, I thought we was going to have quite a few players leaving, but I wasn't expecting Jack going. It's a bit of a shocker for me.
Yeah, that was one that a few people, I don't think anybody could have predicted that he was stepping down. I think it's probably the right decision. I think he's done as much as he could do. He's a little bit green around the gills, and he needs a bit more experience. He's a PR man. I think he's very good. Like you saw it with the TV show and stuff like
Yeah.
that. He's very good at PR, and I think if he wants to go into that realm, he's going to be an absolute Bobby Dazzler. But I just think we needed someone to step up who's got a
Yeah.
bit more experience in managing a whole project, such as a team.
Yeah. And I think, he's done a really good job
Yeah,
considering, I think the first season he had no idea what was going on, to be fair, but he's grown. He's definitely grown. I mean, look, it's secured Dagenham and Redbridge, right? So we've got
yeah,
that for another 5 years. We got to the FA Cup final. There's so much more, working with the academy, and he's all a big part of that.
yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah, so I mean, if I can just quote something, I always have to put a quote in, so I'll be looking over here, right? He said, "This has been a very tough decision, but after much consideration, I believe it is the right time to move on. My time working with the women's team has been fantastic and usually rewarding experience. When I look back on where we were 4 years ago, I'm extremely proud of the team. Sorry, I should be giving him more justice
Yeah.
by actually be able to read about and the progress of improvements that we have all made since then." Now, he just went on to say, "We've seen fantastic growth in the women's game, and I
Yeah,
really do encourage even more people to get behind it, whatever they be following on social media or whatever." So basically, he's still a fan. He
yeah,
believes in women's football and he's still quite passionate about it. But it's his time to move in for whatever reasons. There's loads of whispers, but I deal in facts, don't you?
yeah. No, exactly. More important, and like they have stepped it up. So like the general manager at the moment is going to take a bit more of a step up with a role, and he's done this countless times before. So he's a huge influence, and then they've also brought someone else into that's going to deal with like the business side of things. That's going to deal with the PR team and the media team and stuff like that. And I think that's a great meshing of having the two very established heads.
I think so. Absolutely. I think it's going to work wonders. I do. I know there's a lot of people out there that are tweeting odd things about certain people. But I want, again, I want the facts. I just
Yeah,
want to see what's going on. To me, if someone's taken on a role, and everyone keeps saying now it's more of just about one club culture. You
yeah,
know, we've brought on Paul Konchesky, not just
exactly.
played for West Ham, but West Ham through and through, like us, right?
Yeah, he's an Essex boy. He scored that goal in the FA Cup
Yeah,
final. Like, I remember somebody going, "Oh, I didn't know he played for West Ham." I was like, "He's a West Ham damn legend just for that goal alone in the FA Cup." So yeah, and again, bringing him in on side on the women's team, I think is a great move. He's done some great things down at Billericay,
yeah,
which is where he
yeah,
was before, and Billericay speak very highly of him
yeah.
there.
And
So I
just
think he's going to give him that tough edge. Basically, we're going to turn them all into 12 Kates.
yes, yes, no, I know. Well, we've already got another Kate because, I know we've lost a lot, but don't forget the people that we've still got as well,
Yeah,
like Dagny. That was a huge signing anyway that we've got her, right?
yeah.
Again, a West Ham fan.
And she's going to only get better. Like, she's literally
Yeah,
had to take some time off because of being a mum and stuff like that. And she's
yes.
now back raring to go, and she's only going to get better.
Yeah, better and better. And getting the understanding as well of the WSL. So talking about someone I think just hit the floor running was Sissoko as well. Yeah, too many things to say about her. But
Yeah,
like we're doing this Pride of Irons, we have the end of play of the season. Well, all the sort of votes have started coming in, and we're getting quite a few in for Sissoko. And you think the
yeah.
short amount of time she's actually had on the pitch, it's not bad, right?
But she did things like she did a goal line save for us against Villa, which kept that massive point for us. She's a defender, but she comes forward. She makes clever little runs. She uses, because she's quite tall and
She is, isn't
broad.
she?
She
Yeah.
uses that build to like just guide the ball off so that it goes out for a goal kick instead of a corner. Like, she
Mm,
just is a clever player. And
she,
again, we've got her for at least another year, which is amazing. And
yeah.
hopefully she'll cement herself as a first 11er.
Yeah, she's really intuitive and like you say, strong, so she can knock anybody off the ball quite easily. And again, I think it's that mentality where she wants to play for the badge as well.
Yeah,
It's like we've given her this chance to play in the WSL. She's coming along and she's going to make sure that she plays for that,
yeah,
which is, I think, the way we're actually going towards because we've still got Maz Pacheco,
yeah,
not seen the best of her yet because of her injuries.
yeah, exactly. Like, Maz is fantastic winger. Like, she's super fast. We want pace. We've got Maz for that.
Yeah.
Again, she's a young player. There's just a couple of corners we need to knock off, but you see that raw talent is just there. And I think under the right manager, she's just going to absolutely flourish.
Yeah, again, also got WSL experience, and then we've got Svitkova. I mean, the Czech
Yeah,
player of the season, and she was on fire those last few matches, right?
yeah, and she was unfortunate to come off with an injury, and she's had the surgery now, so we're hopefully building her back up so she'll come. If she doesn't come at the very beginning of the season, we should have her at least the first half.
Yeah,
But she was scoring goals for fun before that, and
yeah,
yeah, again, just Slavia Prague, we owe you a lot.
yes, yes, yeah. It's very, very special player indeed, and links up really well, I think, as well. With Kate especially, I
Yeah, I
think
was
they
going to say, and
work.
we've not even like we've also I know we've lost some of the old guard from the original first season, like unfortunately Leanne's gone and
Yeah,
Reddish and stuff like that. But for me, we've kept the two stalwarts of the club,
yeah,
which is our captain Jilly
yeah,
and Kate,
yeah.
and they are the lifeblood and heart of that team.
They really are. They are. They are the heart of that team, 100%. And like I think Grace has learned a lot as well from the back four, actually, all of them, especially Jilly as well. And I think
Yeah,
she's grown, especially Grace, and to have her stay 22-year-old defender, as I said before in the last episode that we had, that I think that she'd be the player. She could well be the player season next year.
yeah.
I think that's great that we've got a contract with her again.
Yeah, that's a great announcement that came out.
Yeah,
Saturday is the fact that because everybody was like, she's not on either list. What's going on? Where is she? And it's because she was technically out of contract, but the fact she has decided, no, I'm going to secure myself with you guys for another 2 years is a fantastic statement.
yeah. It's like the academy kids. They've got obviously academy contracts, so that's a slightly
Yeah,
different thing as well there. But I'm not going to go through every single player, but it is tough. And actually, now let's name them all. Like
yeah,
Courtney Brosnan, brought a great smile. She was just such a great goalie for us, wasn't she? When we needed her, she was there, right?
Yeah, like, and she's up for goal save of the season for one against Reading, where she just like an absolute rocket came at her. Any other goalkeeper would let that in, and she's just smacked it out the way.
Yeah, brilliant. You know, Kenza, again, who's class. Personally, I've had my ups and downs with her.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily think she was playing for the badge. I don't. That's my view.
no,
I
I
don't know if it's
don't-
anybody else's. I'm not criticising her because at the end of the day, she did the job for us, and
exactly.
it was lovely to watch. Right?
And I was talking to my other half before we came on here, which is the fact that there are so few opportunities in women's football.
Yeah,
You
there are.
cannot blame someone for
Oh
wanting
no.
to leave for what they consider a better opportunity. And like, if she ends up at Arsenal, which is the rumour, I
Yeah,
send her with grace and love, because you know what? She gave us a cracking goal against Reading. She did the business when we needed her to. She scored against Tottenham for us. She scored against Arsenal for us. She's
yeah.
been an absolute force, and you know, my absolute blessings for her to go ahead, because she wants to play for a country again, and maybe she needs Champions League to do that.
Yeah, which is absolute fair enough. If people want to move on, we've got to let them move on. Never try to hold them back. Just if they want to move and go elsewhere, just let them go. I think it's better for the club as a whole as well. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not having a go, you know, and Denton as well. That was expected anyway,
I was
you know,
going to
like,
say she was only a short-term loan, and she was meant to go back and play in the States,
yeah,
and I think that's what she was meant to be doing, and COVID cut it short. So hopefully now it means that she will
yeah,
actually go and do what she was meant to do, and maybe she'll come back.
yeah,
Because you look at what happened with Arsenal, they had a young graduate who went off to the States, and she's come back and signed for them again.
yeah.
So
Can't think of the name, but no, exactly,
yeah,
yeah.
it might happen again, you know?
Yeah, Clara kill me. I can't remember the name of her. But yeah, it's right. And I'm going to go through everyone because I decided because it'd be really awful to miss anyone out. And the one that I thought we might be keeping, and I'm a bit disappointed because I think she would have fitted in with the team, I think, as it's going to be, is Emily Van Egmond. I'm
Yeah.
a bit shocked with that one. But she might want to go back home to Australia. I just don't know the reasons why.
Yeah, exactly. Mum will go to Australia. She was playing over in the NWSL with Orlando Pride, so she might actually, because their season's actually kicking off now, and
Yeah.
they still hold her rights, so she may want to come back and go play for Orlando Pride, who actually are playing all right. They
Yeah.
were a bit dodgy for a bit, but they seem to have pulled it back a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think she's got a life out there, so she might want to,
Yeah.
you know, Warm versus Dagenham. You know, it's
Yeah, can't. It's again like you, Al. I really don't blame anyone for going. I'm just saying that it's sad when some people go,
yeah,
or sometimes I'm like, oh, we really could have done with this particular player.
yeah,
So I'm going to go on to. I feel like she's been there from the start, but Leanne, oh, it hurts, doesn't it, for people? I
yeah,
understand why people get passionate on
yeah.
Twitter. You
Leanne was the
can.
one that
Got
kicked
you
me in
right.
because she was from the first WSL team. She was there. She scored us some cracking goals. She was that little bit of pace. She was always one of the ones that came over and said hello to the fans,
Yeah,
and was there. You know, her mum and dad were the loveliest people, and always
always
chatting to the
engaged.
fans and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I remember semi-final when we beat Reading, her mum came up to me. I don't know if she'd ever spoken to me before. Like, just pulled me into the biggest bear hug and was like, "We're going to Wembley!" Like, yeah, I think Leanne is going to be a huge fan favourite that is missed, and we are. Rumour is she's going to stay in the WSL. There's rumours that she's might be going to Leicester, which I think would be a great fit for her because De Graaf's over there, and her and Esme played really well together. So you know,
Well, De Graaf's been the star of Leicester, to be fair.
yeah,
Absolutely, 100%. A lot of people that I know that are Leicester City fans have said, thanks to her, they're in the position that they are now.
yeah.
So,
So you can't fault it.
yeah, yeah. Well, my player of the season, Reddish, gutted.
Yeah,
Absolutely gutted. I think she gave it her everything, was always the constant player, and I'll always see her in claret and blue, to be fair. I will. Yeah, and I'm going to go on because we've only got a couple left. That seems really bad not to. So obviously Martha Thomas, another fan favourite.
yeah.
Obviously for
Unfortunately,
injury.
yeah, it's that, you know, it's unfortunately, and this is the thing that I've said to a few people that have been a bit negative, is it's going to come down to money
Yeah,
by the end of it. And women's football, you can't hold on to sentimentality.
no,
Like,
you
I would
can't.
have loved to have kept Martha, but if she's going to be plagued with injury, we don't have the squad space or to hold on to. You know, we're not Chelsea. We don't have that.
luxury. We don't.
luxury to
No.
hold on to a player because she's a fan favourite. Like, let's be honest, if what had happened with Fran Kirby had happened to one of our players
Yeah.
this season, they would have been gone in January. Like, we don't have that luxury to hold on to a player that we can't use.
No, no, absolutely. I can 100% see all of these, why we're in the position and who we've lost
Yeah.
and how we've lost them. And of course, one of my other favourite, Laura. Oh my God.
I
I'd
don't
love
see
to
why
see
we
the.
lost it though. That's the one that, I mean, don't make sense. She literally threw her body on the line for West Ham. Like,
Can I say that's why I left it till last, right? But it wasn't her body, it was her head.
yeah,
I'd love to see stats to see how many times she put her head in the way to save the squad. I don't personally get that. I'm dying to see what defenders we're going to be getting
yeah,
in to justify that one for me. Again,
yeah,
the others I can kind of see it. I really can.
yeah,
Emily was more disappointing for me, but Laura Vetline
yeah.
as you know, she was my favourite
She
player.
was, you know, she'll be a West Ham legend for the goal she scored against Man United
Yeah.
because that got us back in. Literally, we went down 2 minutes and she came back and got us back in level within 3 minutes. Like, and then it was her and a player we lost last season who managed to bring us a good old bone ouch.
Yeah, yeah. This is the thing, and isn't it? And again, so they've gone.
Yeah,
They've all given us brilliant service, and
yeah.
we will forever love them. We will. We'll always be
Absolutely.
following them. I'm not gonna unfriend them on Twitter or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like the amount of ex West Ham players. Like, I'm still following
Yeah,
Raf. I'm still
yeah,
following like
yeah.
Allie and
That's the beautiful
MJ.
thing about women's football. So that's why I can't understand all the negativity that's out there. I really can't, because we're trying to do what's best for the club. Someone's come in, got a vision, they've got to execute it.
Yeah,
If certain people, even people that we can't, Laura,
yeah.
work away why these
There's
people
got
are
to be
gone,
something. And
right?
it's like I would, you know, if you, I'm going to use our club captain as an example. She's
Yeah,
left two high-profile clubs, right? When she left Arsenal, 10 players went with her, right?
that's right.
When she left Chelsea,
Yeah,
9 players went with her.
yeah,
So it's the part and parcel for women's football, and I'm so glad they've told us all in one go rather than drip feeding the pain by being like, and we've let this person go, we've let this person go, and just tell us all in one fell swoop. We now
done.
know they're
Yeah.
gone, and we can look to rebuild and
The plaster has been ripped off, and now we need to
exactly.
get over it. It was a shock for people, and I can understand some people's knee jerk reactions. I can, because we do get passionate about the players. Of course, we do. You all have that closeness to them because you
Yeah,
can virtually touch them from where
yeah,
you are. So you feel like you're part of them. And like you say, they all come up to sign autographs. I have my friends' kids coming with us,
yeah,
and they all get involved. It's just a wonderful thing. So it is like family, and it's
yeah,
going to sound really corny, but it is like you've lost some of your family. It
yeah,
is, because I can see that. But like I say, look at Liverpool and the situation they're in with like Kirsty. Was it Becky as well? Isn't it?
yeah.
And
So Becky Jane and
just a little bit of respect and care for their players. We've got that. We have got that.
horrific.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, like I have good authority. The players were told well in advance if their contract was being renewed or not,
Yeah.
so they had the time to process it. You look
Yeah.
at what's happening. For anybody who doesn't know what's happening over in Liverpool, is the fact that they've literally had a contract taken away from them. They had it all signed up. They were due to like go, and they found out by a brief phone call.
Yeah.
Wasn't even like a meeting or anything like that. It was just
Nothing face to face.
nothing
It
face to
was just
face. And like
literally.
for some of them, like with Lynette, she's been there for years. She's
Yeah.
been this. She's helped them within the relegation battle and
Yep.
stuff like that. She's been with them. She's one of the few players that stuck with them when they went down to the championship.
Yeah.
And yeah, to be basically told now we don't want you anymore by a very brief phone call is just horrible.
Diabolical. Now, if I was a Liverpool fan, you'd understand
Yeah,
a bit of negativity out there, right? But no, as a West Ham fan like yourself, we've heard that obviously people had a lot of time to process, and they've still got support with that if needed. And again, it's just basic respect.
yeah.
That's all it is, and we've got that, thank goodness. So yeah, so look, and we've still got Yallop, right? I mean, yeah. Darlie out, Yallop
That's the thing. That's like there was always rumours Darley was going, and as soon as we signed Yallop, I was like, Darlie is going, but we've already got her replacement.
Yeah, yeah. And it's a great one, even though first time I've actually called her Yallop first and not, but
Yeah,
I've got it right for the first time for a while.
yeah. But
But
yeah,
yeah,
it's exciting. It's exciting that she's
yeah,
coming over and signing for us. And
yeah. And as I say, if Grace would have just signed for us, we'd have been like, oh my goodness, that's just such an
yeah,
amazing signing, you know. So, again, and not forgetting obviously everybody that's still here. Do you
yeah,
know what I mean? You know, we're West Ham supporters. We're going to support the team, and like
exactly. Play for the badge, and
that's it. As simple as that, really. So, anything else you want to kind of add on this,
yeah,
Ali?
well, it's the fact that we're all excited that hopefully we'll be able to go back at the beginning of this season. As you said, we've secured Dagenham for the long haul, so that's going to be a huge thing for them. I think we've gifted them a scoreboard, if I remember rightly. It's one of our sponsors has given them a proper electronic scoreboard.
I love that. So that's women's football to me, isn't it? It's like, we all get excited because, being gifted a scoreboard. That's a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah, and to be honest, I think the honest thing I want to leave on this is that you guys have got to remember that this is normal. This is normal for the end of a season. You're like, we're looking at other clubs that have done their announcements. Brighton have lost 9, Reading have lost
Reading.
7, Aston Villa have lost 7. These are the ones that have only come out with their
Yeah.
lists yet. I mean, if you look at lower leagues, the retention line again, it's just, it's part and parcel for the game, and it hurts, but you move on because your club is still there.
Yeah, and it's the size of the club that we got as well. And I think, as I said, it was hard to process, I think, because so much came in at once, which is good because the plaster's off.
Yeah,
But as again, it was the first time that we've really had such a huge amount of people going in one
yeah,
fell swoop. And I think that's what was a bit of a shock to the West Ham, what we call faithful, really, as well. We're all West Ham fans. We're not always going to agree with each other. But for me, from what we've had the indication that when Jack left, he said, that the monies are still going to be there.
yeah,
And again, like we've got so much more. We've got the facilities now is there there. We've got Konchesky as well. Everything feels like the foundations are there, and we're going to go up and up
yeah.
and up. For me, I am more excited than I've ever been in the 5 years of going to see West Ham
Yeah,
win.
exactly. And I think that's what I want again to show out some West Ham fans is be disappointed, be sad that your favourites have gone, but just remember there is a bigger picture. And also, selfishly, remember our team do see this.
Mm,
You may think that you're just shouting into a void, but women's football is quite small. It's quite
mm.
close knit. They do see everything we put. So let's give them some love. Let's give them some like positivity to be like, okay, you may not like the regime, but like the players and
That's right.
fight for them.
Yeah, I think that's where people actually sort of like they can't compartmentalize between the two. They can't work out what's what. They just put everything in together, all their emotions in one, give it a big shout out. And as you say, the players, it's very close. Declan Rice is not going to read many of the tweets, but Gilly and
Kate,
everybody else, Kate, they will all read these tweets. And I think it's just too much. And more than it's unnecessary. And
yeah,
it's
I
it's
mean, I
down to
know,
people's lack of understanding, unfortunately. And
yeah,
the positive thing is I think it's really exciting times.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Kate agrees with you. Kate tweeted somebody who again had been really negative about it, and she was like,
Oh,
"Yeah, it's sad to see people go, but new players are bringing new opportunities,"
yeah,
and I think that sums it up great.
yeah, yeah. And we've still got the core there, right? Absolutely. Ali, thanks again for coming in. Look, there's no point you even saying again what you do. All you because everybody knows, and we're going to have all your information down on the description, Ali. All right, so I know you've got exciting ventures, especially as well,
Yeah.
coming up as well. Yes, so, go on then, say it. Go on.
Yeah, like the big one for us is going to be Hold the Line, which is our big women's phone in. Last one went brilliantly. We're going to do a couple of specials, I believe, during the summer months to tide us over until the season, and then we're going to go back regular when the season comes in. So we want all of your rants, your raves, and stuff like that. Come bring it all on.
Yeah, let's vent them in the right direction, not the wrong
Yeah,
direction. That's what I say.
exactly.
But look, we're all West Ham fans. I can't wait to get back into the stands with everyone, to actually speak to everyone as well, to just be that one club and one
Yeah.
set of fans, just all cheering for the same thing. I want to thank all of our departures,
Yeah.
especially Laura, all right, because she's always, isn't she? She's always just been our constant.
Yeah.
You and I think what it is we can't work out why she's leaving, but there we go. There's
Yeah.
always one, right?
Yeah.
But thanks everybody for listening in as well. I can't wait to see what comes up next for West Ham United. And again, thanks ever so much, Allie. Oh, don't forget the Pride of Irons player of the season is still going until Wednesday. I think it's the 26th. I think Wednesday the 26th of May. So have a look on the Facebook and yeah, and put your
Get your
vote in
votes in.
there. Yeah, great stuff. Thanks very much, and we'll see you soon. I'm so excited. Get in there, Cleo Iron.